conversation on social media. Okay, we're live on Facebook and on X. On Facebook, it's Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. On X, it is Nigeria Info PH. You can also send WhatsApp messages 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Now, some more headlines on the Punch newspaper. Emefiele, DSS drops firearms charges. 6.9 billion naira fraud case adjourned. You'd find that on the Punch. We didn't offer bribe to any tribunal. Kanu APC replies NNPP government. Interesting, yeah? Adeleke holding federal government palliatives sent to Osun, APC alleges. Banditry, North Central, Northwest plunge into 902 billion naira debt. Poor revenue persists. Let's quickly look at the phone lines. 0817 923 0007. 0817 923 0007. You can also call 0817 923 0003. Either of those numbers, and you get access to us live in the studio. Or remember, the WhatsApp number is 0809 030 6416. I'm taking a few of the WhatsApp messages first, and we'll still look at a few headlines on the Vanguard before we get onto the phone lines. So let's see what you're saying on WhatsApp. Subsidy removal palliatives. Federal government shares bags of rice, maize, and fertilizer to states. This is the biggest insult to Nigerians at this point. Why not consider building modular refineries? Ihema the Charles, I understand. It brings me to something that the former president of this country said about our leaders not understanding what development is. I don't know if you remember that. A lot of people said, well, is he supposed to say that? But then sometimes when you look at the methods, approach, and the things we choose to do as government and leaders to say a solution, it's so medieval. Like, is this the best? Is this how? Not to say that it's bad to release those, but even if you then think, so does it mean that we've not been having fertilizers go around, or we've been having fertilizers and we've been holding them, or the fertilizers and the others are things that should have been going all year round. You don't need any emergencies for you to release them. But then the government has, so we have to appreciate it and take advantage of it. Every state. This one here says, I hope governors will utilize the palliative money to them for the intention this money is given for. You're talking of the money first, even the food stuff and the fertilizers. Hope that it's adequately or properly shared. I want to say the release of 180 billion as palliative to me is unrealistic, because the masses won't feel the impact of the 5 billion given to each state. Why not the government put that 180 billion into a refinery? Hard Valentine. Same question everybody's asking. The same question everybody's asking. Good morning. It's an irony and a shame that we do not have a good or functional fire service, and yet senators are sending emails for prayers. Samuel the Psalmist. They have to pray that fire does not come. I don't know if that makes sense. Greetings, Andrew. Federal government announces 5 billion naira palliative to each state. Calculate now, times 36 states. Can't the federal government use this huge amount of money and fix some of our industries? Now, my question is this. This palliative being released now is based on the current price of petrol. Yes, we know that before December it will not be the same. Would you give another palliative? In fact, the palliative you are giving now would not even heal it's not even enough to act as a plaster. It can't. It's the truth. It cannot. 5 billion naira, what would 5 billion naira do? It can't. The fertilizers, what are we going to plant? When would it grow? When will we harvest? When would we now put in? Again, I don't know. I just don't know. are fertilizers supposed to be palliatives? Another question you could ask. Let us unite. Let's give life to this fallen country again. Good morning, Andrew. Let us defend by speaking for what it means to be truth and not to hide by any way of nepotism, psychophancy, or godfatherism. Okay, we can't read all of what you wrote here. Good morning, Kingsley from Port Harcourt says, how can bags of rice be okay for Nigerians? What of people that don't eat rice? Somebody said that to me one time. Every time the government shares rice first, I don't eat rice, so it means I can't enjoy from this palliative. Good morning, Nigerian Fair. Yes, good morning to you. Gifton Siri says, are grains and fertilizers Nigerians' problem at this critical time? I don't know who to ask if you ask me that question. What about the Dangote refinery? Tinubu-led administration is get towards impoverishing the masses. I'm only concerned that at the book launch for JP Clark, we heard, for Edwin Clark, we heard the president asking Nigerians to be more patient and endure even more. That was where I'm like, what? Okay, so what's the plan? All right, let's stay to the phone lines, but this is what you do for me, please. Take your call, just tell us your name, tell us where you're calling from, and go straight to the point, please. No much pleasantries, so you do not exhaust your time. Just your name, straight to the point. Thank you very much. After this message, though, good morning. 5 billion naira palliative will be a waste because such amount put together is more than enough to revitalize our refineries, and cushion the effect of this high pump price of petrol. Federal government palliative is a big insult to Nigerians. Obina Sunday from Tap Junction. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Good morning, Nigeria Info. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
This is Frank calling from Benin.
All right, Frank.
Yeah, I don't understand this our government system in Nigeria. Why are they so much interested in palliative every time? I think there is something in there. We are not hearing of refinery today. We are not hearing of the so-called Dangote that they unveil and launch it and they grab man for them. Why are they so interested in hearing palliative? Will that one solve the problem? I don't understand. I don't get they are making a fool of us. In this time, we need to rise up for them. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Andrew, good morning, my brother. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah,
my name is Akanto. I'm calling from Akanto Street here in Borogun.
All right, go on.
This government shouldn't be a closed-air government. Because we are expecting that people were saying before now that our Messiah, our Savior is here. Tinubu gives Lagos. Tinubu has so much money. He's just coming to give succor to Nigerians. He's not coming to embezzle. He's not coming to make a hardship on Nigerians. So what we are seeing now is another dramatic twist. We are suffering. And they are coming to give us grain and a tuber of yam instead of the federal government to give us to the bank or the salary. Jesus Christ. Tinubu. And those who believe in Tinubu, please. This is not hearing that Nigeria is suffering. Please. Give it an information that Nigeria is suffering.
All right. Okay.
Refinery.
Just for the purposes of next time, President Tinubu, just add the respect that the name now carries, President Tinubu. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning, Andrew.
Yes, you're welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Comrade Leighton Barry Sunday, calling from Bori.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me look at the FG approved 5 billion palliative, 5 billion naira palliative to each state, and rice, grains sent to each state. I want to say that the federal government is not sincere with the citizens. And I reasoned for how long would this fertilizer, if fertilizers are being shared to people, how long will it take for the product in the farm to grow until when it will be mature for citizens to uproot and make use of? I really see the situation that federal government is not ready to solve the problem affecting the citizens, because even the labor themselves who promised to be at the state of this affair, we are not hearing from them again. I think they said on the 14th that if the federal government do not adhere to their distance attended to federal government, that they will come back. What is the situation now with Labour and the federal government? We don't know. This is an insult to our people, because Labour is taking us for granted. Well, I just leave it with the way they decide it to be done. But I want to advise states, if they are doing on this palliative, states should also provide their own palliative and not to depend on the federal government, because the ones the federal government are sending will not even be enough for the people to share, and not everybody that eats rice. So I want to ask them to still look at measures and ensure our refineries is put in place. That is the number one priority we have, because all these things will not solve our problem. I've said it before that this palliative, I think the federal government is supposed to do, whether a good time or a bad time. It is not supposed to be for now. What we need is our refineries. Please.
All right, thank you very much. I think exactly the point, the questions, I actually think he's making a valid point with that. Should fertilizers be something that we get when there is economic crisis? Or, I mean, these fertilizers are things that should have been going around. Should we have fertilizers to store? I'm not saying it's wrong to have like a store for fertilizers, but the essence of the fertilizer is to produce food, then you can store grains. Yeah, but storing fertilizers, I'm trying to understand what the aim is. Fertilizer should get to farmers. So if we have that abundance of fertilizers somewhere, and we have food insecurity in the country, prices of food, we don't have enough wheat, we don't have enough. I mean, look at what's happening in Ukraine and how that's affecting the cost of pastries, and bakers are running back and forth, and the world is even in need of grains. These are wheats that we can produce in the north, and if we had these fertilizers out and proper support for farmers, we should be in a position now to be exporting wheat to other countries in Europe who would need it because of what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. But because I don't know how our leaders look at these things. So I would understand if you feel whether is this something that is this supposed to, going out to hello, good morning. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello?
Yes, good morning to you.
Yeah, Andrew.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
The Luga man from Eche.
Okay, Luga
yes,
man.
Andrew. Documentation of ministers begins tomorrow, Saturday. I want to use this medium to appeal to Mr. President to see what he can do on the allocation of Minister of FCT to a river zone. That ministry, for me, as a state like River State, is not what is supposed to come to River State. We are competing with Lagos. After Lagos, you get River State. So we need the Jewish ministry. So for me, I am saying that Minister of FCT is an insult to River State, because Governor Wike cannot be a governor for 8 years. After governing River State for 8 years, he went to Abuja and still want to be a governor of only Abuja. You know, his jurisdiction else in Abuja. Then how can he put food on the table of River State? We are saying that we need a minister that will attract development to River State, not of that FCT. I know where the governor is now. He is not happy. I know him too well. He's of that appointment. But I believe that if really Governor Wike is a party man or APC man, he would have rejected that position because it's an insult to Rivers State. So for me, I'm begging him to reject that FCT minister because he cannot put food on the table of Rivers people. Thank you, Remain Lukama from Eche.
Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning, Femi Andrew.
All right, go on.
I'm the Maja the farmer.
Okay, Maja the farmer. Hope you get fertilizer.
Yeah, documentation of ministers starts tomorrow. For me, out of all the 45 ministers that have been given portfolio, the number one minister is former Governor Wike, the minister of FCT. FCT is the seat of power. That is where the president lives and resides. So, Minister of Federal Capital Territory is number one. And I do not agree with anybody who is saying that ministry is smaller than or other than another minister. A minister is a minister and he is number one because he's going to domicile in Abuja. Having said so, the issue of palliative, Andrew, I have told you and told Nigerians, those who care to listen, they say we always talk, that palliative simply means, by my understanding, window dressing. And window dressing does not change any situation. It's only tantalizer. It will make you to be hungry the more. They have gone to share over 180 billion naira. Andrew, how much did they say Dangote spent in building that refinery? They deceived themselves. They launched some months back. $15 billion. If you convert that 185 or 180 billion they have shared yesterday, how much balance are we going to balance to have a brand new refinery in the next 4-5 years? I have told people that this even set of ministers, including Tinubu, cannot turn Nigeria to a utopia state where we have water, we have light, we have things. This is rainy season. So our governor, Steve Fubara, who wants to collect the 5 billion, cannot raise his hand to tell the president that in my place we have riverine area that they don't plant. Where are they going to put the fertilizer? We have already planted. As I'm talking to you, people are about to harvest their crops because of the flood about to come. They are going to distribute fertilizer. I will not insult anybody. But
right, thank you very much. Another valid thing you just said, the flood is coming. So where would the fertilizers, how would we put them to use adequately enough? All right. Good morning. Let's move on to another caller now. Hello, good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning, Nigeria Info.
Good morning to you.
This is Dakuku calling from Abokichi.
All right, Dakuku.
Am I go ahead?
Go ahead, of course.
Okay, so the federal government share how many billions to states to share for palliative for free subsidy? Who is going to reach? Look at previous government, the palliative was shared by COVID-19. No one reached. It was during December. They give it to their parties. People, Nigerians are suffering. It cannot reach for the common man. It is them alone that will take it. And those what's going to happen. Look at it, they will keep it during December. They will share for their members of the parties. Which people are suffering, the common man are suffering. That's what I can say. Thank you. This is Dakuku from Abokichi.
All right, Dakuku, thank you. Good morning. We lost that call too. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Good morning to you.
This is Uche Ken, I'm calling from Eche.
All right, go on.
Federal government announces 5 billion naira palliative for each state, and they further told us 5 trucks of rice, maize, fertilizer. If you ask me, this is a good move and a good direction. Then, let me say something. President Tinubu told me this morning that there is no instant solution to the pain Nigeria are going through. I agreed with him. It's unlike you want to fight corruption 100%. You cannot fight corruption 100%, but you can reduce it. Put together, just as other people have just said, put together all this money cut across 36 states and capital. You can put refinery to order, even 1, even 2. Let me tell you, if all these palliative are being carried or being shared amongst the 23 local governments of the state here in Rivers State, the transportation alone will even take you close to the palliative the federal government has given to you. So, which way forward? They should do something about that. Then let me also finally talk about labor. Say that they fought 180 billion naira palliative says governors will fight program. Labour is very correct. I believe they talk through experience. You remember 2019 of Yahaya Bello? Yahaya Bello did not pay workers for almost 4 years. If palliative is being distributed to that state, will he give it out? Now this morning, I urge other states, governors, local government chairmen, they should please help federal government to ensure that these things we are going through is being cushioned by adding not their own impact.
Thank you very much. Let's also consider those states that are preparing for elections. The tendency, I mean, when you look at the Nigerian politics and the kind of democracy that we operate, wouldn't we have worries, or shouldn't we be worried that some of these funds become free funds to even sponsor some campaigns in those places where elections are to be held? Because, I mean, it's palliative money, so it's easy to do whatever if that is what it would happen. So there's a lot in the mix for all of this. There's a lot of ways you might want to look at it. There's a lot of ways you might want to analyze it. But at the end of the day, one thing is for sure. Palliatives isn't what Nigerians now, if you've listened to most of the callers, it's clear that that's not what Nigerians are asking for. Because many Nigerians have been living before now. They've been coping. The palliative hasn't come since May 29, when the president said remove subsidy. Palliatives didn't come then. People adjusted and the price of petrol went up, and people adjusted and were living. But people just need to know that the right thing would be done. And everybody's saying fix the refinery. That is what we want. If you're doing that, then we can wait. On Facebook, Obioma Noble says, why is the government so interested in this so-called palliative? How sure are they that the money, rice and fertilizers will get to the average Nigerians? This rice, well, I sincerely blame NLC and TUC in all that happens in this country. Thank God Ability says, IPAC chairman condemns appointing Petroleum Minister of State from Niger Delta. A greedy man remains a greedy man, even if you give him everything in life. Christian Williams says, rather than releasing the 5 billion naira to each state, why not use the money in totality to fix our refineries? Another one from Lorenzo Delight says, federal government releasing 5 billion palliatives to state is a good one, but how is it going to reach the masses? This is the ultimate question. How would it get to the masses? How can it create impact? Okay, they bring the rice. You will pay transport to go and collect the rice. How much is the cost of transportation? Let's see on X, if we can take a few messages on X. This one says, the huge amount of money for palliative will end up in the hands of a few individuals at Thank God at Twigbo1. On X, you sent in that message. And this one, as Justice Ori says, failed subsidy removal palliative should not be like COVID palliative that was hidden and shared to political friends. Well, there you have it this morning on the Newspaper Review. Thank you for your time. My name is Ifeami Andrew. A commercial and business news is next.
For more talk, news and sports,